And welcome, race fans, to another episode here with CRN with the Smoky Mountain Motorsports Truck Series. And tonight they will be taking on a Myrtle Beach Speedway, half-mile track here. It's 76 degrees outside. The track temperature is at 76 degrees, so that makes it at least a nice and cool night here. So hardly any wind at all, but the story behind the track is truck control, throttle control. A lot of braking, rolling, and getting on that throttle here tonight. Can the drivers tackle the channel and move forward through tonight without any issues? We are going to find out, but before we get started here, I need to bring on my co-host, Derek Sherman. Derek, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Good, Jimmy. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Not too bad. Just looking forward to some short track racing here with the trucks. Something I never really got too involved in, is it does take quite a bit of skill. It's a big skill set. It's a huge difference between running short tracks and tracks a mile and a half and over. So the drivers continue to come out each week and better their craft here with iRacing and put on some good shows for the drivers. But they have been plagued recently with some cautions. Obviously, we kind of figured that's going to happen with short track racing. Last week was better, so they have been improving each week. But there you can see here on screen, you see one of the trucks getting sideways. There's a lot of control, and patience with the short tracks. As much as you want to go faster because you know the truck can, it really does take skill getting down on that corner, getting the truck rotated, and slowly getting on that throttle in order for that rear end not to go around. It's really, really easy to overdrive a corner here.
Yeah, Jimmy. I mean, one thing about tonight's races, Myrtle Beach is no longer with us. They recently, I would say within the last year or two, have closed down the speedway. They have already demolished most of the racetrack. Don't care what they're turning it into, but I know it's something not essential to what, to where, you know, to take all the memories out of this place. There was an opportunity I had back in the day when my Marine Corps days, where I could have had a chance to drive one of these cup cars, old school cup cars on this track. So tonight's a very special night, considering I've been to this track when it was open, and it's no longer with us, so it's kind of bittersweet. But tonight it is going to be a wild one, considering that it's a kind of a big short track. I mean, you can do a lot. I haven't been on the track with the trucks and to figure it, you know, the racing line, but if it's like anything else, it's probably going to be your normal bottom lane to middle lane feeder track. So it's passing's going to be at a premium. The high lanes ain't going to work tonight, I don't think. But as I was talking, I was watching Rob Hattenback slide through and hit the wall. He has now since restarted his first lap, and he's going to go try to make one qualifying run. As we're watching right now, Christopher Cash getting a little sideways. He's almost had it saved, but you know, there you go. It's you know, it's that throttle control that we were just talking about, Jimmy. And it's going to be a very rough night for the tempers tonight, because one wrong move and you can get spun around and get caught up in someone else's mistake. So
yeah, kind of, you know, thinking, you know, obviously CNA here for the drivers to try to get in a fast lap. They're pushing the truck to the limit, and they're going to put it to that point where they try, you know, exceed that traction of the rear tires, and you know, only having, you know, a few laps to get qualifying time in. They're going to have the heat race in order to set their starting position in stone. But right now on top is going to be Dalton Creech right now with an 18.848, and then Daniel Sweat with a 18.853. Justin Coleman coming out here with an 18.937. Christopher Cash with a 18.972. So pretty close up front as far as times go, and then it drops down in the 19-second range. Justin Coleman able to best his time. James Honeycutt getting in a good time. So it's one thing to get that lap time in here solo. It's going to be, can they get that lap time in the field and keep it going? Brandon Elvis setting 18.756 last week's winner, so looking to maybe stretch that out just a little bit farther, start getting in some good points, starting out in front and maybe staying out there for the whole race. But he's going to have his hands full just every week, just like we've seen in here. But right now we have 13 cars signed up for tonight. I'm not seeing our traditional choose cone card tonight as of yet. I don't think it will be out here tonight, but we will have a good race here at Myrtle Beach in a throwback type of way, since it is no longer with us. So the drivers, since this track was laser scanned, it's going to be in by iRacing forever. So we'll be able to always come out here and get a good run in, and no matter the car. So just won't get any more updates, or it'll just be I don't even know what to turn it into, like you said. So, but qualifying is starting to round down the time here. Only about a little over a minute remaining. 11 of the 13 cars with times in. Brandon Elvis currently on that provisional pole. They should actually start the heat race, but the race field is not set until after the heat race.
That's right, Jimmy. I mean, it's you go qualifying sets your heat race, and from there on you get a chance in the heat race to advance your position and give you a good starting spot. So it's going to be very interesting to see how everything's going to play out tonight. We have 12 drivers, I believe.
13 in the listing right now.
Yes. Two have
Brandon Cooper and Austin Cooper not getting times in here tonight. So maybe just pushing their trucks a little bit too hard and not being able to, getting those spins around. So we'll start in the back of the pack. It's not a huge deal, but like we said, we talked about passing and getting around here. So it's a big dance, It's being able to finagle the truck to a position where you can get a good run, and then hopefully maybe the guy in front of you slips up, whether they drive into the corner too hard or they spin out, whatever it may be. So you got to just be patient. Plenty of laps for the main event. Obviously 150 laps on tap here tonight. They can go quickly as long as they keep it under green. But we're going to get a quick showing to see how these drivers are going to fare out tonight with our traditional 20-lap heat race. Trucks down there taken to pit lane now to get this heat race underway here shortly.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a fun one. Anthony Rennick is here tonight, and he's starting P number 6. James Honeycutt in P number 7. Christopher Cash in 8th. Rob Hadenback in 9th. Charles Miller in 10th. Mike Fallon in, Mike Fallon in P11. Brandon Cooper and Austin Cooper to 11th or 12th and 13th. And Brandon Elvis is your provisional pole with the Elvis Coleman Racing Ford machine tonight. Christopher Smith, Justin Coleman, Dalton Creech, and Daniel Sweat is all your top 5. And not too surprising that top 3 right now, Jimmy, because they have been kind of the class the last few weeks. Sprinkling with a couple of bad luck races and all this, that, and the other, but they have been doing great. They've been racing each other all for a while, and they keep it clean, and they're having fun with it. So it's any one of those 3. I'm going to say, if I had to guess. But if there's one driver that would be the maybe a one to watch, I'd say probably Dalton Creech. Rob Hattenback has definitely came up big in a late race fortune. So has James Honeycutt. You know, anything can happen, but you know, love to see some action tonight and some battling for the lead.
Yes, speaking of battling for the lead, you know, looks like we got a few new paint jobs out there tonight by Coleman Designs. Nice black and gold on that number 80 of Christopher Smith. That's a new one for sure. And you have the 4 Brandon Elvis rocking a black and red Chestnut Hill machine up there. So it's good to see some good looking paints up front. Got the also the 14 of Justin Coleman, or excuse me, yeah, Justin Coleman in that white and blue. So, all right, well, we're gonna get under green here. 20 laps heat race with Brandon Elvis out front, dives down to that first turn to get this thing around. Everybody seems to be going good here. I'll back the cameras up just a little bit so you can see kind of what's going on overall. And if that outside is going to be unlucky, but it does not. Number 80 of Christopher Smith able to get around the 14 of Justin Coleman, moving him into P number 2. But move back here just a little bit. You see Dalton Creech able to get around Daniel Sweat in that 07. The 21 of Anthony Rennick getting around on the outside. So maybe that inside line not going to be the quick line, because they have to stay off the throttle so long and being pinched kind of down by that outside truck. So going to be something to watch here. But the 07 gets a good run off the corner there, heading down into turn number 3. Take that position back.
Yeah, it might not be the fastest lap, but I would figure that it would probably be the lane that you want to be in to save some tire. As you can see, the Dalton Creech got probably overdrove the corner and got a little upset. Maybe it tapped the wall, but Anthony Rennick is battling Daniel Sweat for that position, P number 5, and Daniel Sweat's trying to go after Dalton Creech for that P number 4 spot. You know, but we don't have to worry about tires because it's only 20 laps. So it's going to be interesting to see the strategy. We've seen a couple of people make those passes up top already, completely ruining my pre-race assessment. So, which is fine. I'm glad I'm proven wrong. I'm just human sometimes. But you see there, James Honeycutt and Rob Hattenback. Rob Hattenback's looking to go inside on James Honeycutt. They go in the corner. They're side by side. You see who's going to have it. It looks like Rob Hattenback's going to get a nice little drive out of that corner, coming down into 3 and 4, going into the corner side by side again. It looks like Rob's going to have the edge coming to the line and might take that spot away for now. And then James Honeycutt said, you know what, I'm just going to let you by, buddy. You had it, and I'm not going to fight you for it. So back up to the leaders. Brandon Elvis is opening up a... Oh, Dalton Creech goes around. Hits the wall. Caution is out for the spin for Dalton Creech, but I don't know if it was... If he had a little bit of help. I just seen it in the corner of my eye. And
go back
he got a little loose.
He got a little loose out of that turn number 2, heading down to turn number 3. Yep, a little touch there by the 21 on that left rear corner there by the 36. You can see everybody kind of slowing up down at the bottom of the field, trying to get down to the bottom of the track. He slides up to the track. His tires are locked still there in the front, so definitely had the brakes on, holding it, allowing everybody to get by. Let's see, Rob Hattenback, it looked like he was almost lost it there just a little bit, trying to stay off the brakes. But overall, an assessment with that incident, I think it was pretty clean, and Rob kind of walking away with not too much damage. Obviously, just losing some positions on track, but overall, good avoidance by everybody, and that's what you like to see. So, just a little bit of hard racing here as we're narrowing down to that 10 laps to go, and Dalton Reach goes for a little ride to lock it up and just kind of lose some position. So I think we're going to see more of that during the race, but I think, during the beginning ends of the race, I think with these initial 10 laps is a good sign that maybe these drivers are starting to get the hit of the power of these trucks that they've been running here for the past few weeks.
Look at the points. I don't know.
You got the points?
Yeah, I got them. There's they changed the website around on me. Which I say that nicely because I don't visit it very often. But driver standings right now is Christopher Smith with your points lead, and he is 19 points ahead of Brandon Elvis. Todd Lamphere in P number 3, Justin Coleman P number 4, Rob Hattenback in P number 5, Brandon Cooper in P number 6, Daniel Sweat in P number 7, James Honeycutt down 5 spots in that P number 8 spot. Brandon Kelly is in P number 9, Larry Hensley Jr. is in P number 5, Christopher Cash is in 11th, Austin Cooper in 12th, 13th is Charles Miller, Anthony Reddick is 14th, 15th is Dale Alburn, and after that is a bunch of one race guys. So not going to get a whole lot, but we're back green, and Brandon Ellis has a nice little lead over Christopher Smith and Justin Coleman. Daniel Sweat, I'm sorry. Daniel Sweat trying to take the inside, let it up, and Christopher Smith is now out in front of him, trying to chase down Brandon Elvis for that last 7 laps, trying to get that feature win.
Yeah, Daniel trying to send it down into turn number 3, not able to hold that front end down, but slowed down enough so he wouldn't drive up into the 80. But off the rip here from the restart, was able to get around the 14 to pull off P number 3. Not a bad place to start for the race, as this is just a heat race. This just sets the field. But right now your field is Brandon Elvis, Christopher Smith, Daniel Sweat, Justin Coleman, Brandon Cooper for your top 5, and Rob Hattenback, Christopher Cash, James Honeycutt, Dalton Creech, Anthony Rennick, Charles Miller, Austin Cooper, and Mike Fallon. But Mike Fallon, I believe, is one of the newer drivers here with the Smoky Mountain Motorsports. So just kind of getting out there, maybe not super comfortable with the truck, but out there doing a good job. I haven't seen any self spins yet, so that's where you start. You get out there, you set your own pace, and then you start figuring it out and start pushing it just a little bit harder without losing your truck and putting it in the wall. So if you're newer to a track, a lot of times you can just ask for just a clean race. But Brandon Elvis out there to a nice 1.5 second lead here with only 2 laps remaining. Christopher Smith has his mirror full of that 07 of Daniel Sweat and Justin Coleman. And I think these drivers kind of know that this is just a heat race. And if you're not in a position to make anything, you can see, I think that's Brandon Cooper up high. Yep, Brandon Cooper up high, losing a few spots. You're going to see a lot of us scraping the wall, trying to push these trucks, as maybe using the wall to assist them to get around. With the 11 of Charles Miller moves up a couple of spots. We are done here with the heat race. Brandon Elvis walks away the winner here of the heat. And then it's going to be Christopher Smith, Daniel Sweat, Justin Coleman, Rob Hattenback, Christopher Smith, Dalton Creech, Anthony Rennick, James Honeycutt, Charles Miller, Brendan Cooper, Mike Fallon, and Austin Cooper for your 13 truck field for the heat. So we are getting ready here. We get a short warm up. I think they allow the drivers to get out there for just a minute, but usually Christopher Cash will go ahead and forward the session to kind of eliminate the wait time in between the two. I think it's like an automatic thing, if I'm not mistaken, Derek. I'll just go ahead. The time between the heats, they get a little like warm-up time between the heat race and the the Consi, the main event. Here's the results for the Heat 1 race.
Yeah, Brandon Elvis is with P number 1, Christopher Smith in P number 2, Daniel Sweat in P number 3, Justin Coleman in P number 4, Rob Hattenback in P number 5, Christopher Cash in P6, P7 is Dalton Creech, and after that early incident recovered pretty nicely. Anthony Rennick, P number 8, James Honeycutt in P number 9, Charles Minner in P number 10, Austin Cooper P number 11, Mike Fallon in P12, Austin Cooper P number 13, and that rounds out your field tonight, and that's your starting grid for the feature, ladies and gentlemen. As we watched, as you can't see, but Christopher Cash taking some of the Rumbo strips over the coming out of the pits. That was a lot of fun to see the truck bounce up and down. Wonder if he's going to get a black flag for that, but I don't know. Kisses the outside wall right underneath in that Iron Maiden. You see, Jimmy, he doesn't get all the way down to that bottom lane. He's kind of hugging that white dotted line in turn 1 and 2, and he comes diving down in turn 3 and 4. I think that's just the and as we say that, he loses the rear end, and we're going for a ride. He passes victory lane.
Showboat. Chris is a showboat here early. So
I mean,
Chris has been having pretty decent runs. Yeah, the man, the myth, the legend. He's been having some pretty decent runs here. I don't know how good them rumble strips are on the tires, but we get back out on the track and get some little more practice in here. So, it's so easy to get on the throttle like too much. It's really probably like the most difficult thing. Like even getting on the brakes and trail braking, getting the truck around, making sure you can carry the speed. They seem to be doing a pretty good job of that so far, but it's the trying to get on the throttle so you can stay in your position or get that better runoff than the driver in front of you. But that side-by-side action here, just a little bit during the warm-up, but it won't be long. We'll be going to the race. I just want to give a shout out to all the viewers out there. Again, thank you. I appreciate your time coming out and watching. Obviously, I see that Barry out there. Hope to see a good race tonight. It looks like Justin Coleman up front the last lap. Yeah, so there's a lot of good things going on. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Shout out for all the sponsors that are out there on the bottom right hand of the screen. Smky Custom Diecast. And all the rest that to help allow or make this thing happen here on CRN with the Smoky Mountain Motorsports, Nana's Cash and Crafts, and a few of the others. But we are getting ready to go to the race here as warm-up is dwindling down. Only about 5 seconds remaining. Maybe a practice pit stop right there by the 14. Not a bad thing to worry about. If these drivers can. I think with the stage breaks, I don't think there's too much worry about having to actually pull off a green flag pit stop, Derek. I think the fuel level is plenty high enough to almost make it the entire way, I believe. So it's all going to be about saving them tires if they plan staying out that long.
Jimmy, I think it's going to be. I think one pit stop will be good enough depending on how well you can manage your tires. We've seen some crazy pit stops before. We've seen no stops. We've seen just right sides. We've just seen left sides work out, and then 4 tires every time. You can't guess this. It's whatever makes it work. And, if there's a lot of cautions or not, I mean, there's that plays in a role, and that's a big strategy play that can, and then if there's long green flag runs, I mean, that would make the strategy even more simpler, so there is a level of luck, but I will have to say, if you stay on one set of tires, that's not luck, that's a lot of skill, because you might get a caution in 5 laps, but you got to hold that lead for 5 laps, and there's some really fast guys in here, and that's not easy to do.
All right, so on the field right now, get ready to get underway. You have Brandon Elvis, Christopher Smith on that outside, and you have Daniel Sweat, Justin Coleman, Christopher Cash, Bob Hattenbeck, Bolton Creech, Anthony Rennick, Charles Miller, James Honeycutt, Brandon Cooper, Austin Cooper still on pit lane, and Mike Fallon. I don't see him coming out on the track, so maybe he had the heat race was enough for him. But so 12 trucks on the field. Look at the start green. The lights are off on the pace car. We'll go ahead and focus up here on Brandon and see how his start will be. As I believe the start is a little bit farther than expected. So you see the pace car is in, and they're still in the corner, so they have to go all the way around through 3 and 4 before they are allowed to go green. And now it's green. So it's a long way around them corners. We're almost halfway through the front stretch, but down the corner goes Brandon Elvis and the number 480 of Christopher Smith on the outside. Justin Coleman on the outside, pushing Christopher Smith just a little bit, trying to get the rear. 21 Anthony Rennick goes around, and caution will fly here. It also collects Dalton Creech. Those trucks are gotta get these things going forward again. So we'll go back here real quick and catch the action here. I'll see what happened. I think maybe just see what happened here.
Dalton Creech, yes, got it to the side of.
Was that a little tap by Dalton Creech?
I mean, that's what it looks like. It could be also be netcode. We've been having some netcode issues in the recent weeks. We'll see right here because of the beautiful place camera, and that didn't.
It's definitely a little tap on that left rear, the 21 by Dalton Creech, but it wasn't gun undone as they'll 11 up in the wall as he goes by Rennick. But everybody else was able to squeak on by there. So our first caution here on lap number at the end of lap number 1 to start this thing off. So, but pretty much just every hard racing, it's short track racing. Everybody's trying to get that edge and get that edge early, so they don't fall too far behind, but leads to having to move to the back of the field. So not much damage on them trucks, so they're not down and out, they're just down.
That's right, Jimmy. Might have to make some repairs. I don't know if I would have used that fast repair just yet.
Oh no.
But I mean, some people would, some people won't. But I mean, I'm the guy. I don't care. Oh wait.
I mean, I would probably wait. If the truck is driving straight, or as straight as pretty straight, and it's not down power, I'm staying out. I'm not going in. I mean, if I'm in the back, I might be thinking about tires or something, but it's only one lap right now, Derek, so definitely not a call, especially if I'm up front, like right now with Christopher Smith, Brandon Elvis, Justin Coleman, Daniel Sweat, Christopher Cash are your top 5, and Rob Hattenbeck, James Honeycutt, Charles Miller, Anthony Rennick, Mike Fallon, and Dalton Creech. So Mike did get out there. That's good that Mike did make the field. Dalton Creech, and see where Brandon Cooper, Austin Cooper. No, see them. All right. So
on my side, they've been there. I have them out as manually disconnecting for both. So unfortunate problems for those two trucks having some technical difficulties. They have put them on the hauler, and they're going to be out tonight. Hopefully they can get back in the race.
The league does have a penalty system, so like if you're over so many, they might be like serving one of those penalties where they're like suspended for a race or something. So The league does have pretty high standards, and they, as rough as the races are, fair share of penalty points have been playing into the points too. So right now, Christopher Smith will get this thing back under green here out front over Brandon Elvis. As Brandon Elvis falls behind there, but you have Daniel Sweat and Justin Coleman fighting side by side. Rob Attenback and Christopher Cash fighting side by side as well.
Yeah, Jimmy, I mean, it's awesome to see. Right now, the Christopher Cash is stuck on the outside. I don't know if he's making that pass with Rob Haddenback, but he's trying to chase down the leaders, and he's going up high and trying to make that a wide arc going into the corner more. Coming out, he's going to have the speed. He's going to be in front of Rob Haddenback. He's going to dive it, load it. As we see, there's a battle for the lead with the Ford car and the 80 car. 80 car's on the outside. He's going to try to make that outside work, try to make a pass on the outside for that lead. And I don't think he's going to have it right now for that lap, but he's making it, definitely making Brandon Elvis work for those lead laps tonight. So, and then Justin Coleman, I think he's just going to go stick with his teammate as they're all three of those trucks have the same truck sponsors. It looks like a little different on the tail fenders, but
yeah, tail fenders. They're all Coleman design machines. Christopher Smith enjoys running the Coleman Designs paints. So yeah, he's changing it up this week. He's got that black and gold, like I said, and it's always been a good one. I believe the white and blue that Justin Coleman was running was what Brandon was running just last. I think he was last week as he got that win. But Brandon Elvis sporting the number 4 black and red Coleman design here tonight. But looks like we're finally single filed out here as we got plenty of racing to go. We'll go ahead and put up the ticker now that everything's kind of settled out. We're on lap 13 of 150, just like that. Just after a short early caution, enough to get the blood flowing, I guess. But right now, all single file. If you look at the track map, I call schools. Oh, Anthony Rednick, a little bit of contact with a wall, bouncing around a little bit. But he catches it, able to continue moving forward. Charles Miller back here in P number 11, or excuse me, 10th, and then Mike Fallon out here. Definitely taking his time, making sure he's running some good lines, and it's just all getting a little bit faster and a little bit faster. And next thing you know, in a few races, or next season, you could see this number 23 up front or mid pack. So it's just all about progression when it comes to racing. You're not everybody can get out there and run alien speeds from the rip. So right now, Brandon Elvis looking to try to run away here from Justin Coleman, but not by much, only by a half a second here. And Christopher Smith not too far behind as well.
yeah, no, Jimmy. The only person that's running alien speeds off the rip is you, buddy.
You're funny. I wouldn't be up in the booth if I was that good.
The ones that can't they're maybe up in the booth.
Maybe I'm dreaming or something. You woke me up so I could come out here in the booth. But
you like your naps. So
I do like my naps.
So naps won championships. Just remember that, Brandon, Justin, Christopher.
This is a true statement. When I was a rookie, I was in a developmental league and for the oval side, and I happened to miss a race because I was taking my nap, and I was able to join and watch the race, but I could not partake. But I did finish well enough throughout the season for a good enough average to win a championship for the developmental series. So yeah, you can say it does. Naps win championships. So it's been a running joke now for 3 years now or so. So good times, and that's where where we all get started. But right now, Brandon Elvis is running a fantastic race. Starting to pull away just a little bit, so he can kind of relax just a little bit as he doesn't have the pressure. Unlike the 14 of Justin Coleman with Christopher Smith, kind of all trying to wait for Justin Coleman maybe to make a mistake, or just kind of holding on them tires. You know, we talked about how many laps these drivers can go, and you really can burn off your tires here. So you're starting to see your lap times in the 19 second era, you know, when their fastest laps were in 18 seconds. So they're down about a half a second already and only 23 laps in.
Yeah, I mean, we're clicking these laps off one by one. But Justin Coleman got around the 80 of Christopher Smith. And Christopher Cash is up to P number 6. He hasn't gained or lost a spot, which is an awesome job by Christopher Cash. And, you know, he's having a great run, only off a half a second where he started. Not too much of a difference, as Rob had him back in P number 5. He's in the same spot as where he started, which is, you don't see very often, very much, Jimmy. Two guys in the same spots, but I guess most of everyone.
There's a lot of them here tonight. Not much movement throughout the field. James Honeycutt up one spot, and Anthony Rennick, they just basically switched spots, but they're nose and tails. So Anthony Rennick not letting James Honeycutt get away. Actually looking to try to get to the inside there of James Honeycutt. Chris Miller back here still running in P number 10. Mike Fallon is up a spot from where he started, as the Coopers have not made a spot. And then Justin Coleman, obviously, he's our biggest mover. The biggest mover of the night, man. 2 spots.
Hey, you know, sometimes just 2 spots is enough. But I guarantee you, Justin Coleman doesn't want just 2. He wants to make it 3 spots tonight, as he wants to try to get a win tonight. Probably not too happy with I think how the last race ended last week, but you know, he's going to battle Christopher Smith and Brandon Elvis for the win, but he's going to have a lot of work ahead of him, as Brandon Elvis has lapped Mike Fallon and that number 23 machine, and has a decent gap over Justin Coleman of 1.6 seconds, and then Christopher Smith. I think this is going to be a telltale sign of who's going to be able to save those tires for the end of the run, because this is where his tires start to fall off. And short track racing is about 30 laps, so as you can see, everyone passing Mike Fallon on the outside. He's just letting him by. He's just trying to keep his nose clean and just finish the race. I think is his goal tonight, because he might not like the track or just bought the track. Or just, I mean, he's running his race. He's doing an awesome job. He hasn't gotten gathered into anything, so caused any problems. So this is what you like to see from a guy that's just probably trying iRacing out for the first time, or just not comfortable with the track. Which I would probably be right there with you, Mike, if I was racing, because.
Well, here's a pretty good telltale sign of. You know, somebody that likes to run clean race. This Mike Fallon does have an A license, and he does have a safety rating of 4.99, which in iRacing is the maxed out position. So his I rating's not very high, but a very, very safe driver. So you know, maybe just be slow. Just likes to get out there, have fun, get laps in on tracks that maybe he's been to or wanted to be to, and just kind of. You know, there's no rush in this whole adventure, this hobby. Like, obviously, you want to try out there and get your best finishes, but you can't win them all, that's for sure. There's always somebody out there that can be quicker. When you're in a league, you know, you're racing with the same people, so maybe you see a lot of the same few drivers win most of the time. But you get out there in officials, you know, and even, you know, Brandon Elvis is going to have his hands full with other drivers out on the service. So a lot of drivers out there, a lot of respect to everybody keeps coming out. So you meet good people, you meet bad people. I mean, they're all over the place, and you just got to remember there's a lot of hobbyists out here, or just somebody out trying it for the first time. So you gotta have some patience, and being a competitive type of sport, even though it's an e-sport or electronic sport, or whatever you want to call it, it's definitely can get very competitive and make that blood pressure rise. Matter of fact, Derek, there's some some streamers that I've watched. They wear heart rate monitors, and you know, when they're sitting there just talking to their their followers, their heart rate's normal, and then they go racing, it jumps up, 15, 20, so it's amazing just driving how that the heart rate can go up by quite a bit as they try to get around some of these tracks. But right now, we got somebody's in the pits right now.
I would really like to wear a heart monitor if I wreck the car. But Charles Miller is in the wall. Seemed to be he got into the wall. Probably got to knock that toe out, steering out, or it doesn't look like the rear end's flush with the right side. So maybe having a little bit of damage. But he came in and got his fast repair. As you can see, there is no more damage on that truck. So it leads to believe like he had some kind of wheel damage. But they're putting 4 brand new gummy bears on that Toyota machine and Air Jordan. So I guess it'd be 4 new pairs of Air Jordans on that Toyota Tundra. So, but Brandon Elvis is out to a commanding lead over Justin Coleman, now just over 2 seconds. So they're running roughly the same lap time, close to the same lap times, and maybe a little bit more for Brandon Elvis to stretch that lead ever so slightly every lap. So he is on a mission. I mean, he's won the last 2 weeks, and he's like, I'm not letting off the throttle. I'm going to keep it going. I don't want to be that number 1 guy in the points. And he's only 20 points behind good old Christopher Smith. So, he's running P number 3 right now. Oh, as you can see, he touched the outside wall a little bit. Could be a little dangerous. You hit that one too many times there, Jimmy. I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely can sustain some pretty good damage if you tag it too many times. You see just a little bit of blemish on the Chris's right side just by kind of scraping, and that's just iRacing's kind of damage model. But you can see a lot of drivers a little bit of right side damage. Here's Daniel Sweat and P number 4, a little bit of right side damage. Rob Hatton back, his right side actually looks pretty clean. A little bit of right side damage there by Christopher Cash. Dalton Creech, he's got a little bit of damage there on the right side as well. Anthony Reddick, look, see everybody really pushing. Got some damage there on James Honeycutt. Mike Fallon though, move up 2 spots. So just being nice and clean, run his own race, just kind of get out here, get used to being in traffic, get used to the truck itself, doing a fantastic job for being a newcomer. Holy caution flies. Oh, might be a stage break. Whereas we're on lap 46 of 150. I don't have my weekly driver up here in the booth with us, Mr. Larry Hemsley Jr. So missing him tonight to kind of call out what's kind of going on the track as far as stage breaks. But stage break here, I believe, on lap 47. So we're going to see how the drivers kind of take this. But it looks like they're all going to come down. Well, at least the top few are going to come down to pit lane. It's top 5 so far. See if Christopher Cash coming in. Dalton Creech coming in. Anthony Rennick decides to stay out, I think.
The myth, the legend, the man, Christopher Cash is in the booth. Was that a stage break there, buddy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, since it was caution and you're in the pits, I figured this would be a good time to pull you in and ask, what is the next stage break?
Next stage break will be at 95.
95, and you heard that straight from the myth, the legend, Christopher Cash. Well, how is it out there tonight, Christopher? Is it, how's the truck running?
It's running pretty good. It's a little loose in and off entry, but I mean that's just part of the course here. It's just like any other setup we've been in all week. It's just been, or all race season long. It's just been a little loose. Gotta nurse it. Is the best way to put it. So.
Well, congratulations on your stage break finish. Now you're down to, would you go a lap down there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm kind of having to pull double duty here. Poor Tom, our race control. got stuck at work, so I'm getting ready to clear all the blacks here. So I'm trying to set up a hotkey real quick.
All right, buddy. Well, you sound like you're having a lot of fun driving and admitting and throwing all these cautions. We'll let you get back to it. So, were you in BCR channel, my buddy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, hopefully, looking forward to seeing you here in the booth later tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've got to get a lap back here, so I'm just gonna kind of ride and take my time and
gotta save those.
Hope for the best.
Well, there goes Christopher Cash. I sent him back to his team chat, and that's the powers of being a broadcaster. I can hunt him down and talk to whoever I want.
Yeah, we don't have another broadcaster down in, I guess you could say Pit Alley, just to kind of hounding and seeing what's going on the track. So we just kind of snag him when we can, try not to interrupt our race. You can see Christopher Cash being pulling double duties tonight, and that's not an easy feat either. If it's one thing trying to drive a truck, it's another thing trying to throw cautions and whatnot. But they do have something out there that helps with that, and we've had them on here, and I've got some likes from them out there. So the admin box, definitely a sponsor we've seen in the past for a lot of leagues, and definitely appreciate them stopping by. They stop by quite frequently, actually, Derek. Oh, Creech goes for the ride. As long as Christopher Cash stays out of that one, he'll get his lap back.
It didn't take much time, but we do have a new leader, though. Justin Coleman somehow, some way got that lead from Brandon Elvis. I don't know if it was on the pit stop or if it was just on the restart, but Justin Coleman is now going to be your new leader, and he is now probably our biggest mover of the race with 3 spots. As Jimmy is going to look at the replay and show you what's going to go on tonight. See what happened to Mr. Dalton Creech.
That might have been a recipient of a little bump from the 99 of Rob Hattenback. You can see that car is going sideways trying to catch it. I see a little bit of damage there in that left rear. Oh, the 21 of Anthony Rennick just missing that one, but you can see Christopher Cash squeaking by, so he should receive the lucky dog there for that one. I'll go ahead and stop this here, and we will rewind this just a little bit, and then we will get a better look at the chase here. Yeah, just a little bump there by the 99 into Dalton. Send him for a ride up to the wall. You can see him turn to the right, locking it up, trying to stay off, but he's going to hit that back pretty flush there. Ooh, Rennick taking another chunk out of Creech. So caution flag flies here after the stage break, and early on, again, you get these drivers up around each other, and they have the opportunity. They see maybe to get a position or get a position back because they had a not so good pit stop, and things like this happen. But that's just hard racing, and unfortunately, on a short track, it's very tight. You want to try to get that nose in there, and it just didn't quite work out there for Rob in that one, getting into Dalton. So sending Dalton up to the wall, but they're still out there right now. Christopher Cash did get back up on the lead lap, so 10 cars are still out there on the lead lap. You do have Christopher Miller. I believe he still has that machine down in the pits. I did see him when he came down and he took that fast repair. I did see him kind of exit the car. So it was probably just a rough night, and just decided to call it quits so he doesn't bring out any cautions. And there's nothing wrong with that if you're having a difficult time trying to get around the track. You get some laps out there, and to be a sportsman and like, well, let me just get this here. We've had some bad weeks that we haven't had much green flag running, and just kind of park the car and go out there and try again next time. But did start the race, gave it a shot, and maybe didn't feel as comfortable. But we're back underway here again. Justin Coleman out front, going to have that inside. He's going to be able to get out in front of Brandon Elvis. But Christopher Smith right now is alongside with Daniel Sweat, but this time down on the inside. So can he make it work? Can he get by that 07? The lines are pretty even for the most part, but there. Oh, you see 7 in the Sweat going for a ride. And he's gonna go sideways as another caution comes out here on lap 59 for Daniel Sweat getting sideways here. So we'll just go ahead and see what happened. But it looks like I think he just breaks it loose right there. Maybe a little bit too far rear with the brake bias. He's going to go sideways. You can watch the bottom of the screen. You got James Honeycutt, Tom Creech, and Anthony Rennick. Just please stay up there. Rob Hattenbeck, he was involved already, so he doesn't want to get involved with another one. And Christopher Cash squeaking by there as well. And then here you come Mike Fallon. Getting up there, moving up into P number 9. So up 3 spots for keeping it clean so far, Derek. Not bad for Mike.
No, just keeping it clean and trying to not push the truck. Let everyone else do their thing. But Daniel Sweat is down 7 spots. Justin Coleman is 3 spots right now as he is enjoying the free laps led tonight. I believe they might give out a point for the most laps led. I would have to.
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I know I think they do get some bonus points, but most of them have been penalty points as the drivers have really been trying to get control of these vehicles this season so far, and I think they're doing a fantastic job. That was just heavy racing there by the 07. I think maybe just went by his braking point just a little bit, and if you have your brakes set up, they call it bias. Whether depending if you got more front brake or rear brake, you can send the rear end around maybe sooner than you want. Basically, some drivers will move the brakes backwards, allowing and slow down the vehicle, but they'll allow more grip in the front so they can actually steer, so they can make the truck loose. So anyways, and that's might be what we saw there by the 07 of Daniel Sweat, but still plenty of racing here. We're closing in on the halfway mark as we're on lap 63 of 150. Justin Coleman out front with Brandon Elvis, Christopher Smith, James Honeycutt, and Anthony Rennick for your top 5.
Jimmy, I was just looking. They get 1 point for the most positions gained, then 1 point for the fastest lap, 5 extra bonus points for the race win, 2 points for the pole position, and 1 point for the most laps led, and I don't know if I said it, but 1 point for the lap led. So all the bonus points they can get, get as many as you can because they're bonus. That's what they're meant for. But at the same time, having the pole position gets you more points or the race win. So it's going to be fun to watch. As you can see, the pace car has pulled off, and Justin Coleman is going to get ready for that green flag to come out and step on that lapel. He's just waiting on Barty to wave that green flag. As you can see, he is now off to the races, and he's going to not quite clear his teammate Brandon Elvis on the high side, as he's cleared him coming out of turn number 2. Christopher Smith is now under fire from James Honeycutt for that P number 3 spot. Rob Hattenbeck and Anthony Rennick are fighting for that P number 5 spot, or P number 6, I'm sorry. And then Dalton Creason, that P number 5. Daniel Sweat in P number 9 spot, battling with Christopher Cash. Christopher Cash just lets Daniel Sweat by and says, buddy, it's not time to go. As Daniel Sweat's going to set his eyes on Anthony Rennick and Rob Hattenbeck in that number 99 Marine Corps Bat Company racing machine. So, and Daniel Sweat makes quick work of Anthony Rennick, and he's going to keep on going. And now we're back up to Christopher Smith as he is trying to figure out a way to get around Brandon Elvis, or just say, you know what, let's all three just ride, try to figure out what they're doing to make their truck so fast and keep the tires on it. And so, not a bad way to do it to compare your style versus their style right now, Jimmy.
Yeah, right now running speeds near their best speeds, so they're running a pretty good quick pace here, Derek. You know, we heard from Christopher Cash that next stage break will be in the 90s. So, you know, if you were to happen to go a lap down, you can still get it back there with that mandatory caution that will be out. But I think right now is just the time to kind of ride it out. If the opportunity comes, you know, take the position, but just kind of let this race kind of settle down, get things spread out, and you know, the top three, you know, in order so they don't have to battle with the rest of the field. If you know they slip up a little bit, it is very important to kind of just ride it out and stretch this thing out away from your competition behind you. So that's what I think these three are doing right now, is kind of trying to spread out, but don't preach, trying to get that number 36 machine back up, as he's has made his way back up to the field, back there in P number 4, and then Daniel Sweat, we've seen him have some good finishes, and he's got a lot of work to do. So he's got Rob Hadback, James Honeycutt, and Dalton Creech in front of him in order to kind of be able to start working his way back up to those top 3. So we'll see if Daniel can get around those 4 here tonight with plenty of laps remaining, so plenty of strategy to kind of pan out. But driver's doing a fantastic job. See the 36 kind of scraping the wall there just a little bit again. Like I said, we can do that a few times here tonight, and it doesn't seem to affect the truck too much, as aerodynamics are not a huge factor in tonight's race. But there's a Coleman out there right now out front over Brandon Elvis, Christopher Smith for a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and you know, Justin Coleman, sometimes the two teammates race a little too cautiously. We haven't really seen any bumping and banging or for the lead on the last lap, as we got a caution. And James Honeycutt's in the outside retaining wall. He gets it going, and I believe Daniel Sweat is going to have some kind of effect, because he is on the radio. I don't hear what he's saying, but I can hear him key up. And he gave the spot back to James Honeycutt. So be interesting to see what happened on that replay, Jimmy.
Yeah, trying to find it here, as it wasn't a true caution. I think here. Let's see what happened here. Trying to catch it. In there. Trying to find what happened here. The lap should go by pretty quick here. We do know that James Honeycutt was involved, I guess. I think. Speed it up. Not quite sure. Did I pick the wrong one? Still nothing yet. Go back to James Honeycutt. James. Gotta be. Oh, there it is. There it is. Finally found it. Daniel Sweat looking at. Oh, nice shot there to the 76. So that would be the 07 getting into the 76, bringing out that last caution here. So Caution flies here on lap 77 for the 7 of Daniel Sweat and the 76 of James Honeycutt. But Justin Coleman is out front here on lap 79 of 150 right now. And Brandon Elvis, Christopher Smith, Dalton Creech, and Rob Hattenback for your top 5. Christopher Cash there and Pete, number 6. Then James Honeycutt. Mike Fallon is now up 4 spots in that number 23 machine. And Anthony Rennick and Pete at number 9. Daniel Sweat will move back to Pete, number 10. As I think Christopher Miller, yes, his truck is still parked on pit lane. So it's pretty safe to say that Charles has called it for the evening. Again, just give a shout out to all the fans out there and everybody watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button to help us out here at CRN as we getting ready to go back green as the pace car is in pit lane. As Justin Coleman in the 14 will get a nice jump there. Coming out of turn number 4 right there and is able to get the lead back over the 4 of Brandon Elvis, the 80 of Christopher Smith, looking to keep on that tail and then move back side-by-side action between Rob Hattenback and Dalton Creech.
I mean, there's a lot of trucks with those right side banged up scrapes. As you can see, Dalton Creech has a nice fresh truck, but Rob Hattenback's is all scuffed up. But that's the product of short track racing, getting doored and scraping the walls. They're coming out on that exit, but they're side by side coming out of turn number 4. Oh, Dalton Creech has now ruined that pretty right side. Now it's all scuffed up, but they're still side by side coming through 1 and 2. Rob Hattenback looks like it's gonna not quite. He might be able to do it this entry, but Dalton Creech is going to get a nice little run coming out of 3 and 4. And now they're side by side. Dalton Creech hits this wall again. So that might give the edge to Rob Hattenback going into turn 1, and it does. So Rob Hattenback completes that pass, is now up 1 spot to P number 4. Now he sets his sights on Christopher Smith, Brandon Elvis, and Justin Coleman. Oh, he overdrives the corner, and he's going to go. Gives that opportunity for Dalton Creech. They both hit the wall. Coming out of turn number 4, near to the start-finish line, but now he can set his sights on and hopefully keep that truck going. Dalton Creech likes hitting that outside retaining wall, but that wall's not going to change.
Yeah, you see Dalton Creech getting a little loose, starting to get in that, I know this truck can go faster mode, and sometimes just got to calm down just a little bit, get them tires dialed back in, maybe, too much heating in tires and spinning them up too much, ends up pushing you back a little bit farther. So 36 is definitely trying to find that fine line, that edge to make them faster. But go back here. Anthony Rennick making a move on the 76 of James Honeycutt as they go side by side here, entering and exiting of turn number 4 down the front stretch here, side by side. We'll see the 21 and 76 battle it out. They're close. Ooh, that was close right there. 21 able to make the move on the 76 of James Honeycutt. So move James Honeycutt back to P number 7 and Anthony Rennick up to P number 6. Christopher Cash back there in P number 8. Waiting for his opportunity to move that number 69 machine here early as we are on lap 89 of 150. And, being in those last few spots, but right now on knowing that the stage brake is going to come out since you're not up front is not a bad idea, Derek. There's no harm, no foul to come in when the caution flies for the stage brake and get the slight edge with new tires, because if you look at the speeds on the lap times, we're now about a half a second difference between older tires and then new tires and the best laps that they've been having when they get out there. So it could pay good dividends here for Christopher Cash if that's what happens if everybody else decides to stay out. So we're on lap 91 of 150. The stage break will happen here shortly, but right now Justin Coleman is out front over Brandon Elvis, Christopher Smith, Rob Hattenback, Dalton Creech, Anthony Rennick.
I do agree with you, Jimmy. I think there's going to be a lot of different strategies going to be playing out on that final stage break. Knowing that it's possibly the last caution of the night, as we are now ran a lot of green flag laps tonight, and I think everyone's finding their grooves. But as you can see, Daniel Rennick is in the P number 6 spot trying to chase down Dalton Creech. But no, I believe there's going to be all sorts. I'm the guy that if I'm coming in, I'm always going to get 4 tires, 4 brand new fresh gummy bears. But some might take 2. Dalton Creech is scraping that wall. I think it doesn't like his paint job because he's trying everything he can to scrub it off on that right side. So
he's maybe trying to reduce the weight of the truck so he can get more speed. But right now you can see you've seen a little bit of the sparks fly in there. iRacing has done a fantastic job with some of these damage models and effects, and they're only to get better as time goes on. Obviously, iRacing's been around many years, and there's been talk about upgrading their graphics engine, and not too happy with what's out there and looking to possibly create their own from the ground up. So you never know, but the caution flag is out for the stage break. Justin Coleman currently the leader over Brandon Elvis, Christopher Smith, Rob Hattenbeck, Dalton Creech, Anthony Rennick, James Honeycutt, Christopher Cash, Mike Fallon, and then Daniel Sweat. So Daniel Sweat, I believe he's 1 lap down, so he'll be able to use this time to get back on the lead lap. So down and not out, even with the the lack of yellow flags here tonight. So drivers doing a fantastic job, put on a great show, some side-by-side action. Derek, got out here and it was setting up a place in our cameras around the track here for tonight's event, and took some laps in the truck, and I was kind of surprised how loose the truck is. So to see how well the drivers are doing here tonight is a great testament of their dedication and sticking with it and learning this thing and figuring it out. So doing a fantastic job right now. Daniel Sweat is going to go ahead and get his lap back, and he'll be here behind the pace car. Currently, I think he's the current leader, I believe, since he was able to get his lap back. But I think he's going to end up coming in for new tires. I don't think I'd stay out if I was him. I'd go in, get myself some fresh tires in order to make my way up to the field. Too many laps remaining. Still, we're going to lap 99 right now, so by the time they get going back to green, to be with only 50 laps remaining, and I wouldn't want to be the guy out there with the oldest tires and possibly not in a great position to defend being up front there. So you do see the 07 Daniel Sweat coming down in the pits here to get some fresh tires, I am sure. If we didn't need fuel, I'm definitely not taking fuel if these trucks are loose enough. So we don't need to put more fuel in and make them looser, because usually more fuel does mean a tighter vehicle. A looser vehicle. So, but right now we have a move to the lead here of the number 99 of Rob Hattenbeck. So
I wonder if that's just the product of 2 tires and go.
2 tires and go. Yeah, it's could pay out big dividends here for Rob if he can hold on to it.
Correct. I mean, I at least gained him 1 bonus point for leading a lap. So, I mean, that's always a great thing to get. I mean, like I said, try to get as many bonus points as you can, and that's always a big thing to get. So, but the pace car is off. Marty's going to get ready for that green flag to come out one more time, and we're just waiting on them to get to that little white line, and Rob Hattenbeck's on the throttle, back to the line, and going down into turn 1. Brandon Elvis is going to, no, caution is out. Well, unfortunately, he got that 1 extra bonus point, but that'd be a minus 4 for that 5 bonus for penalty points for that caution.
And just go back and kind of see what happened here with Rob. I really think it was just getting that. Yeah, he just got sideways there. So them just 2 tires not sticking on the outside. Oh, he did collect it, but him and Brandon Elvis get into this one here. But as it happens in front of majority of the field, nowhere for Christopher Smith to go. Rodnick down there. Christopher Cash looks like he's able to avoid it. The 07 of Daniel Sweat going by. He's on the brake. Rob's on the brakes. Everybody else sneaks by. So tough break for the number 99 of Rob Hattenbeck.
You know, you brought it up earlier in the broadcast, Jimmy, but I would like to see if any of these drivers had a heart rate monitor on and what it would be when Rob was sideways in front of them. As you can see, Christopher Smith right there, James Honeycutt, Brandon Elvis, all in the pits right now. That's not what you want to see to start the last stage. As unfortunate as it was, Rob's going to stay out by the looks of it. Anthony Rednick's in the pits, along with one, I believe that it was Charles Miller. They're going to get their fast repairs and they're going to keep on coming. Or I think Brandon Elvis is just going to allow the pit crew to take those hammers out and beat it out. Anthony Rednick is
he's out. I think he's out of fast repairs, unfortunately.
Rob Hattenbeck is coming down now. See if he still has a fast repair left in this thing. It looks like the right side is stuck on that number 11 side, but they're working on Anthony Rednick's truck right now. Rob Hattenbeck's making his way to this pit stall.
See if that number 99 has his fast repair. Yep.
And we've got a brand new, and he's going to get right side or left side tires. So yes, our assessment was correct. He got right side tires.
Just too loose, Derek. I mean, the trucks are loose and the outsides are cold. A little bit of throttle, and you've seen that right side go by. I think the idea and strategy was good. The execution for, obviously getting on that throttle to try to stay out front to hold off the speed of Brandon Elvis and gang back there just didn't pan out there for the 99, but that's unfortunate that he's got to go in there and he's going to have to work his way back up through the field the hard way. With some of them drivers, maybe some damage in them trucks. But Justin Coleman's out front right now. Dalton Creech and P number 2 on the outside. Christopher Cash up there, P number 4, being able to avoid the calamity there. And Daniel Sweat's moved back up into place. So we're getting ready to go back to green as the green flag flies here from Barney, and Justin Coleman leads them down into turn number 1. And you have Daniel Creech being able to move into Pete number 2. Daniel Sweat there and Pete number 3. Christopher Cash, move him up to Pete number 4. But Christopher Smith making it work with him. Fresh tires can get underneath the number 69 as they go side by side and down to turn number 1.
Yeah, Christopher Smith has that bottom lane on Christopher Cash. He's going to use that brand new truck with that perfect aerodynamics to get around by Christopher Cash as Brandon Elvis and Rob Hattenbeck are trying to pass James Honeycutt, and almost looked like Rob. Oh no! Rob Overdrives almost got into James Honeycutt, but they save it. And Rob Hattenbeck's going to get on the throttle and get down below. James Honeycutt going in turn number 3, coming out of turn number 4. They're going to be side by side, coming to the line. It's going to be James Honeycutt. James Honeycutt's just like, you know what? You can have it. Go on, Mr. Marine Man.
Marine Man.
Sometimes the brain doesn't. The brain can't compute what the bell says.
Gotta love a broadcast with my buddy Derek Sherman. That's for sure. It's the Marine language. Maybe he didn't get his box of crayons today. But anyways, Brandon Elvis waking.
They're all out of Crayola.
Brandon Elvis making quick work with the newer tires, being able to come up through some of the other drivers. Has found his way back up to Pete number 5, and on the back bumper of the number 36 of Dalton Creech. who's currently sitting in P number 4. Christopher Smith up there on that back bumper. Daniel Sweat. So now getting to the faster part of the field here. So it's going to take a little bit more work than just new tires to make that move. But you have to set up the driver in order to get that move to work. And you get on that back bumper and you just try to rattle their cage a little bit without touching their car, and you gotta set them up. It's kind of like a mind game, a chess game. Like, which way is he gonna move? Does he get a better run off of this one here? Where does he mess up? Where's his weak spot? Driver's doing a lot of homework as they drive behind other drivers, but Christopher Cash doing a pretty good job. Christopher Smith doing a pretty good job right now, working on that back of the 07 of Daniel Sweat that's in P2. Justin Coleman's going to take this time and stretch out his lead to 0.6 seconds. There's Brandon Elvis does get around Dalton Creech, with him into P4. Christopher Cash is going to fall back there to P7 at the moment. And then James Honeycutt back there in P8. Trying to stay out of trouble. Mike Fallon, 3 spots from the start. Clean truck, man. I mean, give it out for the new guy out here tonight, doing a fantastic job. Good run, just learn the track, staying out of trouble, and definitely has done his homework with the avoidance of wrecks. Just out there for the number 23 of Mike Fallon. But our battle right now is up towards the front there.
That is correct. And speaking of that, Mike Fallon has 0 incident points. And this is a cool fact that I didn't know we could do anymore. Check the incident report for the race right now, and Justin Coleman has 0. I don't know if that's right, but
I don't think that's a thing. It's
yeah, it's under entries. I don't know if that's right now or if that was practice. But as of now, it says Christopher Cash has 0, Justin Coleman has 0, and Mike Fallon has 0. And the other 2 gentlemen they were not on the racetrack, so they do not count. But,
might be because we're actually watching, and it's not an official race. I'm not quite sure how that works there, to be honest.
Either, but it's pretty cool if it's right. So,
definitely be a good thing for especially us up here in the booth to kind of see troubles we're in. But that's something I want to share. Is a lot of the drivers out there. Well, I mean, unless they have a disqualifying incident count, a lot of leagues don't do. Some leagues do it. If you hit a certain incident, you just get DQ'd. But a lot of times, things happen and it's not really your fault. So to get DQ'd for somebody hitting your rear bumper, you would kind of stink. So I know why a lot of leagues don't do it. So it does stink. I think now even iRacing incidents, I don't know if they have any more races where you get DQ'd, but back in the day when me and Derek used to run our 3-hour events, I've done them with Derek, and I've also done them with a few other drivers. We do our events and you're only allowed like 17 or 24 or something like that. It wasn't very high, and they're on road racing, and road racing you're always trying to cut corners, so you tend to get the off track 1x like repetitively.
Well, regardless, Daniel Sweat's trying to chase down Justin Coleman, and Brandon Elvis and Christopher Smith are trying to chase down those 2 trucks. No corner cutting tonight there, Jimmy. So
no, there's a wall there.
But Christopher Smith gets a little loose, and so did Daniel Sweat. Coming into Daniel Sweat overdrives the corner a little bit. It looked like allows Christopher Smith to close the gap a little bit, and going to try to make that bottom line work. Coming out of turn number 4 right now. Trying to get a nice little run on Daniel Sweat, as Daniel Sweat's going to take the inside away from Christopher Smith. But right now we're on with Christopher Smith, and he's racing with James Honeycutt for that P number 7.
Christopher Cash.
Did I say Christopher Miller?
No, no, we were on Christopher Smith. We moved back to Christopher Cash. That's where the battles are at. I'm just trying to go around a little bit and see what's going on. Not always the best races are, in the front. So you go back to the field and kind of see how other drivers are doing back here. And you can see these two drivers here, James Honeycutt and Christopher Cash, doing good job getting around here. They're back here in P7 and 8, and maybe banged up a little bit. Maybe their tires are worn out as the rest of the field is kind of pulled away just a little bit out in front of them. So you move back up to Rob Hattenback and Dalton Creech here, nose to tail here for the next two positions of 5th and 6th, and then you move up to Brandon Elvis, which is the 4th truck in the top 4 there, and you can see they're just nose to tail. You can see up in front Dustin Coleman in that 14 machine, and then Daniel Sweat, Christopher Smith, and then you can see Mike Fallon getting reeled in as Dustin Coleman looking to put him a lap down again.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be Justin Coleman and is starting to put a little bit of gap on Daniel Sweat and Christopher Smith and Brandon Elvis. But Brandon Elvis was the guy out the front until a little bit of calamity with Rob Hattenback. But Mike Fallon, I'm sorry, Mike, has been lapped, and he's just letting the leaders on by and says, you know what, I'm just out here for fun. Thanks for letting me be out here. I'll give you the lane, gentlemen. And that's the great sportsman. But he is up 3 spots for the night, and he is in that lucky dog spot, and we're 16 laps to go, Jimmy. These laps are going by quicker than my sneezes.
We will continue. Your sneezes are like 30 in a row, man. But yeah, Dan and Justin Coleman.
But they're quick.
Yeah, don't sneeze now because this thing will be over. But Justin Coleman is out front over Daniel Sweat. Christopher Smith in that P number 3. Brandon Elvis did work his way up to P number 4, but he's got a lot of work to do with very few laps remaining. As these laps are only about 20. They're in a 20-second range. Dalton Creech in P number 5. Rob Hattenback in P number 6. Then James Honeycutt, Christopher Cash, and obviously our sportsman, biggest mover of the drive. Well, I would say tied with the biggest mover of the race, Mike Fallon, is being consistent here tonight as some of the other drivers are starting to reach the back end bumper of him. So everybody getting a little taste of getting around lap traffic here tonight, and it's something that we haven't seen in the past few races because of all the plagues of cautions. But these drivers getting some great green flag running in here tonight, and it's something well deserved. And to be honest, Eric, with the track and how slick it was, I was thinking, possibly, maybe twice the amount of cautions that we've had so far. But so it shocked me and proved me wrong. But putting on a great race here tonight. Justin Coleman being at the right spot, right time, able to pull out that nice lead. Daniel Sweat trying to get himself another great finish here. Christopher Smith is going to need to continue to battle and keep that edge over Brandon Elvis, as Brandon Elvis is trying to work his way in position where he can possibly get on the podium here yet again this week. Just not quite enough there, Derek. I think the tires are kind of plateaued out, and as long as Christopher Smith holds his line, he should walk away on the podium here tonight. But too early to tell. 10 laps to go.
Sir, well, I mean, Justin Coleman probably had a bad pit stop as he was the leader coming in, and Rob Hattenback having those 2 tires got out first, and then Brandon Elvis being on the outside of row number 1, and it just kind of worked out for a little bit of luck. I'm not going to say it was all luck because he has the skill to keep it out front, but a little bit of luck. They can regain that lead and put his 2 biggest competitors behind him and make them work through the field. So, and so far they haven't quite made up all those positions, as Daniel Sweat has done a wonderful job of keeping them behind them after having some moments in the earlier part of the race. But as we are winding down with 8 laps to go, Christopher Smith, Brandon Elvis are trying to race in try to run down the number 707 of Daniel Sweat there, Jimmy.
Yeah, biggest battle on the track right now is we got two going on right now. I got the one between Christopher Smith and Brandon Elvis, and this is not an unfamiliar sight with these two drivers. You know, even with the races, you know, being filled with the caution flags, these two drivers are always driving around each other. They do race each other clean. They respect each other. They've had plenty of very close finishes. But back here, Christopher Cash trying to get around that number 76 of James Honeycutt. Got that Curry on the inside. Kind of squeezing 76 up to the high side there. Justin Coleman now gets by. So Justin Coleman finds himself in some lap traffic, as he's got a pretty good lead, a 2-second lead now. Biggest lead of the night. Justin Coleman is looking to put the 69 down a lap, but 4 laps to go, but did not open the door big enough for James Honeycutt to take advantage of that to get back around the 69 of Christopher Cash. 3 laps to go. And Christopher Smith hold on to Pete number 3.
I mean, he's going to have his hands full with Brandon Elvis. I think right now their heart monitors are going crazy with just having 3 laps to go and trying to hang on to that podium spot. So, Brandon Elvis is going to dive it down in turn 1 underneath Christopher Smith. He might have a chance to keep that spot side by side going down the backstretch. Brandon Elvis is going to dive it down. He's going to make it a little bit interesting coming to the 2 laps to go. Side by side, he gets a little loose. He's going to allow Christopher Smith to retain that spot. Maybe give it another try at Brandon on the next lap, on the last lap. So,
final lap here. Justin Coleman down into turn number 3, coming out of 4. He will win it here tonight. Then Daniel Sweat there in Pete number 2, right behind some lap traffic. But Christopher Smith and Brandon Elvis will battle out, and Christopher Smith will win it over this, or take this one here for P number 3 over Brandon Elvis. Brandon Elvis will finish P number 4. Dalton Creech in P number 5. Rob Hattenback will be in 6th. Christopher Cash will be in 7th. James Honeycutt up in 8th, and Mike Fallon finish in P number 9. Anthony Rennick, Charles Miller, Brandon Cooper, Austin Cooper were your other drivers here tonight, but congratulations to your winner, Justin Coleman, for a fantastic run there at the end, getting him the win. So we'll talk to him tonight along with Daniel Sweat and Christopher Smith. So we'll give them a few minutes to hop on in the booth, boys. If you're getting kind of used to coming and talk to us. If not, I'm just gonna put my dog on you, man. I'm just gonna have America hunt you down. So come on up in the booth, and we'll give a shout out to those guys, giving them time to tell us their side of the story here, as we had a great one here tonight at Myrtle Beach, Derek.
Yeah, it was a wonderful race. As you can probably see, not too well. Justin Coleman pulling it into the victory lane, probably going to get his little picture taken with the race flag and call it a night and get ready to talk to us. But it was a wonderful race. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of beating and banging. A lot of good passes, a lot of passes on the outside. Proved me wrong. I don't care. It was great to see the outside work. It was good to see the inside work too later in the run. Probably just had to get some rubber laid down. But, it was a great race overall. So congratulations to all of the drivers that came out tonight. Congratulations, Mike. I don't think you were the biggest mover, but you kept it nice and clean in that number 23 machine. So
yeah, he was tied tonight for biggest move. Justin Coleman being also up 3 spots. So not a huge field tonight, and to be able to come from the back and just be consistent and earn himself 3 spots, finishing in P number 9. Yeah, that number 23. I give a shout out there to Mike for being a sportsman and staying out of the way, running his own line and keeping it clean. So that's it's awesome to have people out there just kind of out there. They want to race and they want to get better, and that's the way you do it. And when you come to a spot where you got people racing for the lead, you just hold your line, stay out of the way, and you get good, pretty decent finishes. So top 10 here from Mike for his first time out. But we'll get these drivers up here in the booth. They're gonna send our dogs down in there, and I believe Derek has pulled in somebody, and that would be the third place finisher of Christopher Smith.
Hey, Christopher, to Jimmy and Derek and with got us.
Yes, sir, I got you.
Hey, man, what a great run. It was a battle of you, Justin, and Brandon, and then towards the end, Daniel. But tell us how you feel your race went and what you could have done better tonight, buddy.
Yeah, man, it was a fun race. I was just trying to figure out getting through 3. I was struggling with pretty bad. Was just trying to learn some stuff behind Elvis and Coleman, and yeah, I mean, fun track. It's just this setup's really, really loose, so you got to drive it on edge.
Well, after the stage break, Rob took 2 tires, and did you have any concerns with it being so loose, just being 2 tires, that something like that could happen? Or did you not expect that and you had to go change your Sparko Racing Depends?
Yeah, right. No, I wouldn't have took 2 tires. This track's really, really rough. I mean, 10 laps on fresh tires, you're burning them on the restart. So, yeah, me personally, I would have took 4. But other than that, it was overall pretty good.
Because Irwindale, how do you feel your race will go next week, bud?
I might have ran it 3 times, so we'll have to do some practice on it.
So not too common. That's what.
Not looking forward to it.
Well, at least you'll have some time between now and then to get some practice laps in. Well, congratulations on your P number 3rd. Give you some time to give any special thanks or shout outs to anyone watching.
Yeah, thanks my wife letting me do this. Say hey to my dad. I know he's watching. Chastain Law Firm.
Are they watching?
I don't know, maybe. Dale Ogburn, Motorsports, Elvis Coleman Racing, and all the guys over in Bad Company Race Room, and good finish for Sweat right there.
Well, congratulations on your P number 3. I'll let you go hang out with your friends and family and enjoy the 3rd place finish tonight, buddy.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Right.
As your P number 3 finisher, Christopher Smith, like he said, fantastic job. Just to see him come back and be up here in the booth again. So just waiting for Derek to hunt down that number 07 of Daniel Sweat to see if he can find him and bring him up here in the booth.
Well, you know what? I don't have him.
So Daniel Sweat.
Daniel Sweat, if you're watching, please come and give me your shout outs.
We beckon you. Come
We
visit us.
want to talk to you. We want to talk to you, buddy. I mean, if you don't want to talk to us, I understand too. We're
rough race there by the 07, though. I mean, you still want to give him a shout out, Derek. The 07 of Daniel Sweat he overcame some adversity tonight and trying to get that machine up front, unable to get on that final podium spot to get himself a win this season yet. But I feel it coming. Some really good driving there by the 07. As soon as he got control of that machine, was able to walk away tonight with a good, fantastic P number 2. And you can't take that away from him. So just want to say congratulations. And obviously, I'm gonna say if he's gonna get any shouts, he's got Elvis and Barry Elvis on the side of his machine, along with Coleman Designs. So just give them guys a shout out for him as well. So hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to him, and if not, we'll see you next week at Irwindale. Derek did hunt somebody down.
Justin Coleman, our race winner, buddy.
Justin, yes, there you go.
What's going on, guys?
Not
I'll let
much.
Jimmy take this one since he has a live person to talk to this
A,
time.
a live person to talk to. Unfortunately, unable to get a hold of Daniel Sweat, but that was following you behind. Justin, just a fantastic run again tonight. Able to be in the right spot at the right time, avoiding kind of that last kind of caution that kind of came out that kind of separated Brandon Elvis and Christopher Smith away from you, and so you're able to stretch out to I think the biggest lead of the night, over like 2 seconds, but. Give us a rundown of your race tonight, as this has been probably one of the cleanest races so far this season.
I agree. The best race we've had all season. Now the truck handled good all night. It just took me a little bit to get the feel for it. Following Brandon the first 50 laps, I figured the line out. So got lucky and beat them all out on pit road. Still don't know how I did that, but yeah, it was a great race. That last restart, I was going to go to the top. I was like, the top rolls pretty good on the restarts, but I was like, no, I think he took 2 tires, so I'm gonna go to the bottom to see what happens. And I mean, I just luck of the draw and picked the right lane. Really hate it for Brandon, man. He's fast all night. He's probably the fastest guy on the track. But unfortunately, he got caught up in that mess. So, but I see he rallied back to fourth.
P4,
that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
No, he had a pretty decent fit. I mean, he was able to come back from the back and move back up to the field. And I think at that time, the tires just kind of plateaued. And he did give a good attempt to get there into P number 3 as he got down to the inside of Christopher Smith, but when he got on the gas, the rear end started getting loose and he had to back out. So unfortunately, his run for that position was done. But it's not going to take away your win here tonight. That's for sure. You were able to be in the right spot at the right time, and that's all part of the racing.
Yes, sir.
And you were last season's champion in the late model stock cars. So how's it looking so far with a bunch more races still remaining, so you still have time to get out there and snag that lead again and maybe walking away the series champion for the trucks?
Yeah, it's last month or so it's been kind of rough, but hopefully tonight we got that monkey off our back and can start digging and try to work our way back up through the points. Do they not do playoffs in the truck series? I can't.
Yeah,
I don't.
they
recall.
do have. Yeah, they do have playoffs. Next week will be the 7th race at Irwindale, and then you guys will go all the way to the end of July, finishing up at New Hampshire. Then you have your playoffs there with Bristol, and then Dover, and then Martinsville and Iowa, and then your championship race at Phoenix Legacy. So, and those the championship race is 220, and the playoff races are 200 laps. So a little bit longer races. So hopefully you're in that position to give yourself a good chance for a championship run here with the trucks. But so far so good.
Yes,
moving on into next week, so we'll give you a little bit of time for any shouts that you may have before we let you go and get out of here.
All right, I appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all for broadcasting every race. Y'all do a great job. Christopher Cash for putting on a good league. Huge shout out to Brandon Elvis for teaching me how to get around this place. Got to give him big props for that, because without him, I wouldn't know left from right here. But thank all my sponsors: Coleman Design, Chestnut Hill, the restaurant in Myrtle Beach, Barry Elvis Performance and Fabrication, Gibbs Brothers Construction, Parker Brothers Window Tinting, BH Homes Construction, and Paramount Auto Collision Services.
Got a new one tonight.
Yeah, got a new one tonight. Got Paramount on the back of the car. So
definitely obviously you get them shout outs, and it's good that getting noticed and you can get them some recognition here on the live stream. So, but again, congratulations on your win here tonight, and we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
All right, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
You have a good one.
You too, brother.
So winner here tonight, number 14 of Justin Coleman, getting back out front, start to make that run here with the Truck Series. Plenty of time remaining, Derek. Like I just said, next week will be the 7th race of the series. Tonight being a fantastic run here by all drivers. It was great to see the green flag runs, and I think there's more to come for a lot of these challenging tracks up front. Obviously, very short track demanding here for the season. So these drivers, I think, are just getting a taste of everything right now. And like I said, it was great to see the green flags.
Yeah, no, Jimmy, it was definitely a lot of fun watching all these green flag runs, all the passes that were made under green. Not too many up front. It seemed like clean air was what you want with this truck. But as far as everyone else, Brandon Elvis and Christopher Smith making it through traffic. Not quite to make it back to their original spots, but it was a lot of fun to watch these boys put on a good race tonight. Excited for next week at Irwindale, see what that track's going to hold for us all. So I'm just ready.
Yeah, Derek's definitely going to need to be ready as I will be out of town. I'm going to go take my family on a small vacation. So might be up here by himself. He might bring in maybe another body to talk to during the race, but definitely going to be action packed at Irwindale here in CRN. So please tune in to Derek for that show. And like I said, don't know, he might have a special guest up here in the booth. So Derek is the hound dog, so he can definitely track somebody down to bring them up here. But again, congratulations to your drivers here tonight. Justin Coleman, Daniel Sweat, Christopher Smith for your top 3, and then Brandon Elvis, NP number 4, Dalton Creed, Rob Hattenbeck, Christopher Cash, James Honeycutt, Michael Fallon, Anthony Rennick, Charles Miller, Brandon Cooper, Austin Cooper. So continue to come out here and keep racing, drivers. I enjoy, watching everybody and watching everybody grow and improve. So again, congratulations. But I think for me and Derek up here in the booth, we'll see you at the track.
Meow, 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 meow.
I let that drag out this time.
Huh?
I said I let you drag out this time. I was like keeping it live. I'm waiting for you. I'm like, and I didn't even switch, and that's so everybody can hear me. Talk to everybody.